We're going to have to throw them away. In the late 90s, I volunteered at a small private school. They had little money for extras, like computers. Our computer teachers. I don't know much about computers, but I knew how to plug them in and I know how to put one together. If you gave me all the parts. So naturally, I got asked to be the director of the computer lab. It had 2 very old computers. And naturally, it was a volunteer job. I had very little money and a lot of time. They knew that I wanted a job. They told me that after I build it up, they would put a salary in the budget. I taught classes the difference between the components. Some file structure, some basic, some DOS, and how rebooting your computer usually solves whatever problems you have. The concept of drivers. The thing is, the director of the school hated fundraising. So my salary never got added to the budget. And the director often kept himself busy doing other things. Useless things. One sunny morning he finds me and tells me to wish him luck. If today goes right, we're going to have a huge computer lab. Quote. He comes back from his meeting with a huge smile. I did it. I convinced a bank to donate to us their old computers. Quote. Okay, great. Now I have to set up and maintain 50 new, for us, computers. I can't wait. The computers got delivered the next week. All terminals. These were bank computers. I had no idea how to get them running. They didn't have hard drives or operating systems. The keyboard and mouse ports were different. They were not the standard PS2 at the time. I think they somehow connected to a server, which did not get donated. Their monitors only did text, no graphics. They were useless to us. We needed something to run America Online. Encarta. Maybe SimCity. You know, educational stuff. I had no idea how to get these to work. I tried asking the director, telling him that the 50 computers were useful. He got super annoyed. I'm sure they can be helpful in some way. They must be worth something. Figure it out. Because if you can't, we're going to have to throw them away. He thought he was threatening me. He did not think I'd throw out 50 computers. After all, he worked hard to get them. I did not hesitate at all. My next class, I had screwdrivers for everyone. We disassembled everything. If it had a screw, we unscrewed it. The class figured out what each piece was. And then the class activity was to take the pieces to the dumpster. By the end of the day, there was nothing left. The next day the director asked me where the computers were. Oh, you were right. They were very useful. The students took them apart, learned all about the different components, and then threw them out. Just like you said we should. Quote. His face turned all sorts of colors. And he stormed out. What I didn't tell him is that I saved the RAM from the garbage. I mean, after all, it was in the garbage, right? And sold them on the online classifieds. Remember Yahoo Classifieds? For $20 a piece. There were 2 in each computer. So I got $2,000. I guess they were useful after all. Giving old shit like this away is a good way to avoid having to pay for someone to take it away. In the late 80s I worked at Sears in their catalog department. We took orders over the phone and made those annoying outgoing sales calls. Inevitably while you were having your dinner. I'm very sorry for that. We took the orders by hand. And then sent them off-site in batches to be processed. Until one day, we were informed with great excitement that we were getting computers. These were mainframe terminals, not actual CPUs, connected to the main system through God knows how. They built us new desks, brought in monitors and keyboards and computers, and then made us wait about 4 months for the whole system to go live. I get it. They probably wanted to make all the stores go live at the same time, and this takes time. The manager and supervisors were mostly retired older women with zero experience with computers. During quiet times, I would practice my typing on the disconnected keyboards. Remember that they weren't even powered on. Probably not even plugged in. I got scolded numerous times because I was going to break them, or put the wrong information, and slow the whole project down. Overall, the project was a success. And guess who they came to when the system had been down to input the backlogged orders? Good times. PLs don't message me calling me names. Think about this. I was teaching for nothing and dumpster diving in the school dumpster because I was out of cash. Are you sure I'm the bad guy? Beautiful. I love this. Damn, the only part valuable was the RAM, nothing else? People saying you stole those parts need to see how. A. They were already in the trash. B. You were probably robbed way more than that in wage theft. Great story. Makes me glad we had a director and vice who both embraced computers since their university days. So in the mid-90s they worked their asses off to milk every source of grants on the planet to make our school an example for all the others in the state to follow. We had decent programming classes, a school homepage, a digital yearbook, videography courses, also to record school highlights for the web and the yearbook CD, and other offerings when other schools were barely even moving away from typewriters. Freaking terminals. I've worked my ass off to get donations for kids. Always stunned by the crap businesses wanted to give for the write-off. And we got stuck disposing them. You did an amazing job with zero budget and gave the kids a way better education than if you'd kept director happy and stored them in a corner, waiting for the software. When I was in IT support, my brother told me he'd bought a second-hand computer off some bloke in a pub and could I help him set it up? Sure. No problem. Went round to his house and immediately realized what he'd done. Me. Oh, a Harris terminal. How cute. I haven't seen one of these in years. So, this is the keyboard, attached by this curly cable to the monitor here. And then you connect that to the computer through the VGA port at the back. So, where's the computer you bought? Brother. Oops. Once I was told by work to throw 6 PCs in the trash. I did. And then rescued 5 from the trash. And kept the parts from the broken 6th one. And gave them to friends, family because they were better than the computers they currently had. Free RAM upgrade for me too. And a nice spare keyboard and mouse. Well, while you made a bundle on those RAM chips, you may have missed the boat on something more valuable. Back in the 70s or 80s, a certain state university wanted a computer system and turned it over to the electrical engineering department. Seems the later head of the computer department where I studied was involved with building the computer as an instructor. Later on, that university decided to get a new computer and was going to scrap the old one. Instructor said he'd take it, took it apart because he knew what was in it, and reclaimed all of the gold solder connections, and made out like a bandit. He was able to pay cash for his next house when he moved to this area because of that. I feel like I was in a class that disassembled these very computers. Please tell me it was in Media, Pennsylvania. $2,000 USD in 1997 is $3,500 today. Nice bonus. Maybe he should've, asked you, the only computer literate person, to take a look and see if the bank's computers were worth adopting. Those were dumb terminals. And they needed a mainframe, not just a server. If the bank was getting rid of them, They were probably garbage to start with. If I was a student that class, I would still remember that amazing day even now. So wonderful for them. Okay, I know it's 2022, but if you can explain drivers to me even now, I'll finally understand. He got the bank to donate 50 old dumb terminals? Ugh. If only you had known how to recover the precious metals from those components.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epic Haircast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.